You're listening to Fast Forward, the podcast for the latest in science, technology, and digital culture.
Facebook's metaverse could change the way we live, but for better or for worse. 25 years ago, using the internet was a novel experience. 15 years ago, Facebook was a private social network used by universities and students. The following 10 years saw Facebook become one of the world's largest companies, with over 3 billion users and a reputation for controversial uses of data and privacy violations. But Facebook has yet another identity, Meta. It's a name that hints at its ambitions to become the subsequent significant technical development, the Metaverse. What is the Metaverse? The Metaverse is a virtual internet world that replaces or augments reality. The virtual world is an interconnected series of sites where people meet, work, play, and shop. They can experience VR at home with good old-fashioned glasses, at work with AR glasses, on their phone with an app, or through other devices. This immersive online shopping experience lets you find what you want and interact with it. In the Metaverse, you can socialize, learn, collaborate, and play in ways that transcend what we can imagine. CEO Mark Zuckerberg demonstrated how the Meta rebrand evolves social connection. We can experience the Metaverse through HoloPortals, which feature virtual avatars that allow users to communicate and build 3D spaces called pages. He also introduced new tools for artists, scientists, developers, and educators to create experiences in the Metaverse. The idea of a metaverse is as old as time. The name partially attributed to Neal Stephenson's 1992 novel Snow Crash, the metaverse has been imagined in science fiction for decades. The idea of a virtual reality world dates back to Morton Heilig's Sensorama machine in 1962, even referenced in William Gibson's seminal cyberpunk novel Neuromancer in 1984. It may go back to Plato's shadows on a cave wall. Tech companies are investing big in VR and AR, which are expected to be a $1 trillion market by 2022. The first ever VR headset was invented at MIT in 1968, driven by interest from the computer science department. It was not until 2011 that Oculus sought to spark additional interest in this technology, by creating a crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter that raised $2.4 million. Facebook purchased Oculus in 2014 for $3 billion. At the time, Mark Zuckerberg predicted that Facebook would become a metaverse company where people could share, not just moments with your friends online, but entire experiences and adventures. At this point, it's hard to know whether Facebook is making the metaverse to distract people from its litany of scandals or to make money. Either way, it's certainly trying to keep you in the app. According to Zuckerberg, Facebook is focused on two areas for the new metaverse. The first is offices where workers can come together virtually and connect as if they were in real life. The second is virtual homes. People can design their virtual abodes and host friends for virtual games in this world. In addition, you will be able to attend concerts, visit faraway cities, and travel to natural wonders. You will also be able to shop online in the metaverse. It will make our world feel like Harry Potter, says Louis Rosenberg, CEO of Unanimous AI and a veteran augmented reality (AR) developer. Think of Hogwarts, the magic is not just fun but useful, too. But there is a dark side, he says. If all people see is custom reality, they're segmented into information bubbles. Many technology ethics experts argue that the metaverse is not all fun and games. The online virtual world would be a thing people used to numb themselves when their lives were horrible. It's addictive, encourages people to unplug from the real world, and requires us to put more sensors in our homes and workplaces. Some companies are already going down this path, but we need to consider what could go wrong. People should be worried, says Looking Glass Factory CEO Sean Frayne. Facebook's new VR headset would give the company even more control over our lives than the social network has over us now. Zuckerberg is betting that the metaverse will take off and gain popularity. His bet has many supporters, but some people have concerns and worries about privacy and trust, which have already been a problem for Facebook. According to some experts, people will walk through their realities in a media universe curated by Facebook and the people to whom it sells its data. These designed realities open dangerous new vectors of misinformation and silo people even further into their ideological bunkers. As more and more consumers spend time in the metaverse, it is clear that it will be an important aspect of our future lives. Like many other forms of technology, the metaverse will generate a lot of money for some companies, but not others. Many intelligent people have asked how a virtual reality metaverse, which many consumers will access for free, can generate revenue. Some industries are already trying to figure that out. The ads on Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger will continue to be an important part of the company's strategy. Zuckerberg has confirmed that advertising will also be part of the metaverse. VR and the metaverse are real, and Wall Street is watching. Everything we do in virtual reality is going to be incredibly social and immersive, Meta CEO and founder Marone Gribbets told Business Insider. Meta is one of those companies that could win big, thanks to its ownership of the Oculus headset, but it won't be the only winner. A lot of money is being invested on this idea through the R&D efforts of Oculus, Microsoft, Google, Magic Leap, and others. Companies are working hard to create an infrastructure that makes it easier for people to bounce from one virtual reality to the next, and Wall Street is looking for VR companies that will benefit from this new metaverse. When will the metaverse hit the mainstream? The metaverse has been the next big thing for decades. We've recently seen virtual reality rise to popularity, so we are much closer to the metaverse today than in the 1990s. However, the metaverse that Mark Zuckerberg showed off depends on technologies that won't be in every Facebook user's hand for at least another 5 to 10 years.
If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.